Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Chase, aka That Gay Jedi, and today we're at McDonald's. I'm not sure what the front of the bag looks like, but AHSOKA just ended, and I have some thoughts. I have some notes. I have some, I thought it'd be nice to kind of get together and do a little bit of a review for the series as a whole while mukbanging some McDonald's. So that's the vibe. I usually come to McDonald's very late at night, not really in the morning type of a thing. I mean, not morning, but 1:22 feels like morning. So it's like hot and fresh. It's feeling good. I'm grateful for this experience already. So AHSOKA happened. There's a lot of good. There's some stuff that didn't work for me. So we're going to talk about it as like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you don't want someone critiquing your favorite show, you can leave after the good, me saying the good things. I respect that. So anyway, first and foremost, this show had some of the best Star Wars music we've ever had. The Kiners popped off in a way that I don't know if God knew they could do that. I mean, it was incredible. The music was perfect. One thing that was like really worked for the show were the visuals. The visuals worked well. I don't think it ever felt super volumey, except maybe the last episode or two felt a little volumey, but it's like, I thought the visuals are pretty great. They surprised me, I will say. Huyang is number one. Huyang is like one of my new favorite characters. And like, I liked him in animation, but having him in live action and like the voice acting of David Tennant worked so well. It was like just god tier like character. Watching him here's the thing, I'm so used to talking so fast for YouTube, but this is a mukbang, so we're hanging out, so I can like take a breath. But yeah, Huyang was just like a nice tie-in across animation to live action, and the lightsaber training was so good. It's just fun to see him do his thing, and also that droid fight, incredible work. The Night Sisters, of course. We got Night Sister magic. We got the Sword of Talzin or whatever the hell it's called, and we got zombie stormtroopers. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty well fed this Halloween season, by Star Wars, and it was fun to see Star Wars get weird in live action, because that's something that I've missed since, the early 2000s, I guess, because live action Star Wars doesn't typically get that weird unless it was the prequels. So I was very, very excited about that. Also, like the live action transition from animation, I thought this show was just like really good transitionally from that. Like I said with Huyang, but also with AHSOKA in that spacesuit, and also having like Ezra, Sabine, and AHSOKA all together. That trio worked really, really well for me, and that's when I really felt connected to Rebels and the Clone Wars even. It just felt very organic as a transition, but more so aesthetically. So I applaud them in that aspect. Okay, so I got the sweet and sour dipping sauce in case anyone is curious. And I'm gonna have some of these, and then I'm gonna have my little burger. And then what else? I'm looking at my notes because especially with this mukbang vibe, like, I gotta have my notes. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get lost in the sauce, literally, and forget what I'm talking about. Did you see they released a Stevie Nicks Barbie doll? Did you know I got it? I'm very happy about it. In episode 5, Shadow Warrior. Good episode. Obviously. A great episode. It also did a really good job of sort of like cementing the Rebels vibes and like again that animation vibe in the show, which I really liked with the Purgle, and also the development of Jason was like surprisingly organic for me. I didn't really expect to give a shit about Jason, to be honest, but I was like, okay, Jason, I see you, I get the vibe. So they did a good job with Jason. I like that. I mean, yeah. The one thing I will say though, if I can nitpick for one thing from an episode that was like pretty perfect, was just like the Siege of Mandalore AHSOKA. They like had different like baby AHSOKAs. I'll call them baby AHSOKAs. but the middle Ahsoka to like the Siege of Mandalore Ahsoka was the same actor, and like we love her, nothing against her, but I do wish that they had a different actor play Ahsoka for that older, more mature Clone Wars season 7 Siege of Mandalore vibe. I just think that it would have like fleshed out her character in terms of like she really changed a lot over the course of a war, and at that point she had left the order, so like I think it just would have been cool to have her. I don't know why it looks so red. I swear I'm not that red. Anyways, I think that's my one nitpick of that episode. My favorite episode gotta be episode 7, you guys. Dreams and Madness. The inclusion of C-3PO and Leia was effortless, was flawless, was so natural, was incredible, and also just exciting and emotional. And then also, it has my favorite line, I think, in the entire season, which was Ahsoka saying, "He was a good master." That was like such a moment for her. That was like arguably like one of the biggest things that Ahsoka went through, was sort of like reconciling everything with Anakin, and for her to be able to be like, he was a good master, like, and own that, the good side of him, and not let the badness like overshadow her relationship with him. Like, listen, we're all gonna have people in our lives that like leave us at different times, and sometimes they're gonna leave us at times where maybe we aren't super happy with them, but there's also good memories and good things. So I don't know, I really love that line. He was a good master. That was like the line of the show for me. What else was good? I think that's it. I mean, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for good stuff. Aesthetically, it was just a vibe. A lot of, it's pretty, it looks good, it sounded good music wise, and those episodes obviously were great. The bad. Harris and Dula, they gotta figure it out. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, they have to figure it out. She looks so bad, you guys. The people with blue eyes be like energy is off the charts. I think it really is holding back the performance. Like, if what's her butt's putting her performance into it, like, I can't really see it, because all I can see is like wonky fucking contacts and no contour, just a monotone green face, and it's nightmarish. And I say that with respect, with as much respect as I can. Does everyone else eat their french fries with like a million at a time? Like, I can't, who eats one french fry at a time? Kind of brave of me to be doing this online, but whatever, man. I've done more embarrassing things online. So yeah, Harris and Dula, vibe was off. Not performance-wise, just, God, she looked bad. And like, also Ezra was like the perfect, like, gotta be my favorite character that we got from animation to live action. Like, he is my favorite animated character we've seen in live action, probably even more than Rosario Dawson. And he doesn't need blue contacts. He doesn't need those, you guys. He does not need those. We don't need to transfer over eye colors from a Cartoon Network show. We don't need to do that. We're good. We're good. What else is bad? Oh, yeah. And this is bad to me, right? Tonally, this show was so theatrically uncompelling for the first half of this season. It was a slow burn, sure, slight. Okay, wait, I'm gonna cover this guy because no more recording random people on the internet. Wow, I did a good job with that. No more recording random people on the internet. I mean, I won't be able to do this the whole video, but privacy screen. Oh, you use a fast walker. So, tones. The first 4 episodes, I'd say, which, by the way, is half of the season, everyone was so serious, and I don't know why. Like, I get that like people lost a lot and the war is over, but they also have like PTSD and like the looming threat of Thrawn. But not everyone has to be so sober and so serious and so like it just comes across as so monotone. We didn't have enough characters to juxtapose the seriousness that every character brought. Ahsoka, very serious. Sabine, very serious. Hera, very serious. Like everyone's just like, ugh. It just like falls into that Marvel thing where like we're talking like this and we finish a sentence like that. And it's like, okay, it's a little boring. I just wish we had a little bit more to spruce it up. Even Hu Yang wasn't like a party. So tonally, I just think that there could have been a little bit more of like dynamics, like especially in animation, we get so much dynamic energy between characters. So it's a little bit boring when everyone was so like serious. What else? Oh my God. Okay, this is like the number one thing that I will literally go to war about as a toxic fan. Let me take a bite of this cheeseburger first. Like, I have to prepare myself. The lack of context for Ahsoka and Sabine's relationship held the show back, period. We got blips of it and hints of it halfway through the season. We finally find out at the end of the season why they got in a tiff. We don't even find out from them having a conflict resolution conversation. Found out from a droid. And why we didn't get this earlier, I will truly never know. I understand like this theme of like, it's time to move on. Like we don't have to talk about everything. We can just kind of like forgive and forget and move on because like specifics don't matter. The past is in the past. But when you have 4 episodes where we're just like, these 2 people who barely had a relationship in animation are just like, don't like each other and we don't know why, I'm not gonna care. I'm just not gonna care. And it's gonna get boring and it's gonna add to that like unnecessarily serious tone in the beginning. And if we could have just, like, imagine if we just had that explained to us earlier, then we would have been like, oh damn, like we really understand that tension and we get why that's there and that tension actually is tension. Versus like, if I don't know why they're not getting along, there's no tension for me. There might be tension for the actors because they know what happened, but like as a viewer, I'm like, okay, so no one's talking. Anyway, yeah. I think it also, if we brought it up earlier, they would have actually had time to like talk about it and it would have been beautiful and cool to see some emotion or have some pathos. Is that what it's called? Some purging of emotional experience and emotional trauma with each other and just conversate about it would have been really, really great and would have added a lot of depth to the characters and their arcs in the story. Like part of the reason why this, well, I'll get to it later, but this season kind of fell flat for me is like things happened, sure. People went on journeys, allegedly. And I just wish we could have seen that relationship actually have a dynamic arc between Ahsoka and Sabine. It just didn't, I don't understand why we did not get that till the very last season episode, and we didn't even get it from them. Like, don't like it, boring choice. Even if like someone explains it to me, it will always be a boring choice to me. You can explain it to me like logically and like story-wise, but it is theatrically uncompelling is the way I would put it. It's not an exciting choice. It's not a choice that makes me lean forward. And that being said, like Sabine, I love that actor. Her performance just fell a little bit flat for me, and that kind of took me out of the show sometimes. She was just so one-noted, but I think part of the reason why she came across as one-noted to me was because of that. I mean, she didn't have a lot to work with, you guys. She just had to be broody the whole season because she had baggage against Ahsoka that we didn't get to find out about. That doesn't make sense. Overall, I'm not done eating because I'm just talking. So how do people do this? How does Trisha Paytas do this? We should be giving her more money and more views because how she does this is beyond me. Okay. And my food's getting cold because of air conditioning. Whatever. Overall, this show left me feeling continually sexually frustrated by Star Wars. With, as my friend Molly said, balls bluer than Thrawn's, which is a very good joke. It left me feeling sexually frustrated in the way that, like, it's good, but it isn't like getting what I need to get. You know what I mean? It's like I'm crying, not crying as hard as I want to, not as emotionally invested as I want to be. And like Mandalorian season 3 also did the same thing for me, where it was like, it was good, but like I'm not really like, where is like, oh my God, I can't get into it the way I want to. I can't get like the satisfaction that it's not like I'm like some disgruntled fan who's like not happy with anything. It's like, I'm trying fucking hard to like your shows, bro. Like, but there is like such a lack there for me. I pray to God you guys can't hear me chewing right now. We'll find out when I upload this. How's everyone doing, by the way? I miss you guys. I miss YouTube. I miss YouTube. I do. I was gonna say, 10 minutes after the finale, I was like, okay, well, time to play more Baldur's Gate 3. You know? I was like, it didn't stick with me. Nothing sticks with me from... There's like moments that stick with me, but like as a whole, I was like, I mean, it's just crazy that like a Star Wars finale can air and 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay. Remember when Mandalorian season 2 finished and like no one could go about their days? Remember when Andor finished? No one could go about their days. Not to compare, but here's the thing. I do think there's like 3 different parts of this show not hitting for me. One of them, I'm over 8-part series. I'm over limited series. I hope to God that the strikes do something to change this, because I miss television. I don't like streaming. The most ironic part about the transition to streaming and being so happy I didn't have to pay cable bills anymore, I would kill to pay cable bills if it meant I could get fucking TV back in my life. I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time. No spoilers in the comments. And I'm like, I miss this. Even Star Wars animation, long seasons, and I miss it. And I miss being able to like spend time with characters, because I feel like the story beats of AHSOKA, sure, they work well, but they don't work as well as they could if you would, not like you as in anyone's fault, but like as like, I don't know, if Disney Plus would give them fucking like 14 to 22 episodes to really do the thing. He did the damn thing. And you know what? Fucked around and found out. Anyway, it's a very niche reference, and I guarantee you only 3 people in my life will get that joke. Anyways, it's a hunger for regular TV. I miss it. If you like Buffy, you should listen to my other podcast called Hellmouth Homos with my best friend Beza. But second thing is the Andor effect. I call it the Andor effect. Andor is the first time in like recent Star Wars memory where I was like screaming, crying, laughing, edge of my seat, clutching my pearls, okay? And part of that is like a bias of like, I'm a political person. I like it when shows get like really gritty and really political, and I love it. Hey, who doesn't love some human drama? But also, and this leads to my third point, which is, if we're close, you know my stance on this. My third point, I'll bridge into it. The thing about it is Andor was such a slay because mainly, well, I can't say, I didn't work on it, but I assume I don't get it. Are you guys supposed to like fast forward when I'm chewing and it's quiet? Because I'm not editing this. Oh my God. Okay. Andor was a team, highly collaborative team with an incredible showrunner at the helm who brought together all these artists from all these different walks of life who worked together on a unified vision. Everyone brought their own expertise. Everyone brought their own experiences that they have in the world and put it into the show. And you know what it does? It creates art. Not fart. It creates art. Now, in my opinion, when there are only one or two people in charge of a story, or its writing, or its direction, or if it's a team that's maybe a little bit bigger, but a team that only works with each other and works on multiple projects, sometimes at the same time. When that happens, and it's further bolstered by a fandom heralding one or two people as the gods of Star Wars and the only people who understand it, it creates a dangerous echo chamber that stifles creativity and artistic expression, stifles authenticity and originality. It stifles diversity. And it's boring. It makes the art fart, in my opinion. And it makes things, even if it's a talented team, they put something out that's good, but it does not sing as loud and as bright as it could. Excuse me. It does not sing as loud and bright as it could. So that's the vibe. And I think that held this show back, and I think it's holding a lot of Star Wars back. But there's good things about the show, and I had a good time watching it. It was fun. But it's not sticking with me. I'll forget it by tomorrow, for sure. Once I upload this video and go through the comments, I will forget about it. The whole thing was fine. It just felt like a prologue to what's actually gonna happen. Like, I don't get it. But something about it was just, it didn't give me the, and yeah, I'm talking about me, it's my opinion. I'm not saying it's reality, I'm not saying it's truth. But it just didn't give me what I wanted. I wanted to feel something, I wanted to be moved. Like, you can say what you want about the Obi-Wan show. Didn't look great, wasn't perfect, but shit happened. Characters were developed. New characters had full plot lines. Tell me why two of the coolest new characters we've gotten in Star Wars didn't say a goddamn word in that finale. Why did we even meet them? So many questions. But I don't want to come across as a hater. I liked it. Shout out to everyone who worked on that show. It was very fun. And honestly, all my like casual Star Wars friends love it. So I love that for them. I hate to be that person, but then sometimes I'm like, imagine if that was like an animated series with like 16 episodes or 18 episodes. Imagine everything that would have happened. That's okay. We'll just wait for season 2. But you know what? This video is way too long. Last thing I'm gonna say, imagine, bitch, if this was season 1A and they gave us season 1B in like 6 months. That would be a slay. Much love. I hope everyone's having a good day. Have a happy October. Happy Halloween time. Thanks for watching. Like the video. Comment on the video if you want to. If not, whatever. Love you guys. Illy. May the force be with you always. I almost forgot. Bye. Oh.